Hello, this is Grandpa John's Storytime, reading Ragweed by Avi. Today's episode number 19, chapter 19, A Coming Together. Leaving Ragweed and Blinker to begin the cleanup, Clutch tore off on her skateboard to spread the news about the club. To each mouse she met, her message was clear. We're like making a new cool club, dude. Really sweet. Know what I'm saying? But we need some dudes to set it straight or whatever. Lugnut and Dipstick were the first mice she informed. The two musicians reacted with great enthusiasm and promised to go to the abandoned bookstore immediately. Keep your eyes waxed for cats, dude, Clutch cried after them. Clutch next informed her parents about the plan. Windshield, who was still working on the painting he'd intended for Ragweed, was particularly excited. Starting this new club, he enthused, suggests that we mice have reached a new level of major turning points. It means mice are beginning to see themselves as a community. What has happened will affect many mice. These mice will affect still more mice. The movement will spread. The whole world of mice is about to change. Way to go, Wendy, Clutch said, trying to suppress a smile. And hey, dude, Ragweed wants you to paint a mural on one of the walls. This is extraordinary, Windshield cried, all but swooning with excitement. This is spectacular! The ultimate turning point. Mice in the service of art, art in the service of mice. It's the revolution! With that, he rushed off to gather his painting supplies. And Ma, Clutch said to Foglight, Ragweed particularly mentioned you, like he was hoping you would do a reading of your work at our opening. From my cheese of grass? Yeah, whatever. Clutch, Foglight said somberly. You do understand it's a very serious work. Whatever. Do you think your friends can appreciate it? Of course they can. Foglight blushed with pleasure. When will the opening take place? If we can scrub the place up like in a few days. I would be honored, Foglight said with great dignity. But I do need to make some revisions. She hurried away to fetch her work. Even as Clutch continued to spread the news, Silversides, having left the girl's house behind her, was moving toward Mouse Town. She had no particular plan of action in mind. Rather, she felt a random search might be productive. Maybe she would be lucky for once. The world owed her some good fortune. For hours she slunk about Amperville, slipping silently from street to street, sliding around corners and by forsaken buildings. A cloud-shrouded moon made the world seem more full of shadows than substance. Padding along silently, Silversides paused occasionally to sniff the wind or to peer into a particularly dark place. Suddenly, she caught a distinct whiff of fur, crumbs, cheese, and little paws. Mice. Their smell never failed to arouse her disgust and anger. Trying to locate exactly where the odor was coming from, the cat moved to the left, then to the right, then to the left again. All the while she listened intently, ears swiveling, trying to pick up the slightest clue. She padded silently forward. As the smell grew stronger, Silversides paused and scrutinized the area. The street she'd come to had once been a thriving business strip. Now it was abandoned. There was an empty grocery store, a stationery and toy shop, a restaurant, a bookstore, a pharmacy. All were in various stages of decay. Not one revealed the slightest sign of life. Some had their front glass broken or cracked. A few lacked doors. Silversides inhaled deeply. The smell of mouse was so strong she was certain it was coming from more than one mouse. She sniffed again. Yes, there were two, perhaps three mice. Perhaps she had uncovered a major mouse nest. She examined the street in all directions, but still saw nothing suspicious. Leaping upon a high windowsill, she achieved an excellent view of the entire street. There she crouched and waited. Half an hour later, her patience was rewarded. Along the far side of the street, against one of the deserted buildings, she detected movement. Something was creeping along close to the building. Silversides opened her eyes very wide and watched. She saw two mice moving along by starts and stops. Silversides was about to leap down and grab them when, at the last moment, she held herself back. Her instincts told her that there was more here than mere stink. She decided to watch the mice and see what happened. The two mice came to a stop in front of one of the deserted stores. Its name was painted on the window in once bright letters: The Last Independent Bookstore. Silversides heard the two mice squeaking to each other, but all she could make out was the phrase, she said to leave our instruments at home for now. The next moment they popped into a hole and vanished from sight. For a moment, Silversides regretted not having acted. Perhaps these were the only mice involved. "No," she murmured. "Have faith in yourself, cat. You smelled something more. Be patient." When two more mice appeared, Silversides had the satisfaction of knowing that she had made the right decision. These two new ones were hurrying along the base of a dark wall. One, a rather fat mouse, was chattering with great excitement. So loudly, Silversides caught some of the words. "A whole new trend, a turning point, a revolution." The two mice paused before the bookstore door, then disappeared into the same hole the others had taken. My, Silversides murmured to herself. "Something is happening here, something big." She stretched her legs with anticipatory pleasure. As she waited and watched, more and more mice appeared and made their way into the store. They came by ones, twos, and threes. Silversides watched them all with growing excitement. Then, for a long time, no more mice appeared. Silversides was content. "If they go in, they'll come out," she told herself. Folding her front paws beneath her chest, she settled in for the wait. And that's the end of chapter 19.